Hi guys, Dimpho here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. In this video, I'll be taking you guys through what the third trimester of my pregnancy has been like. The third trimester is from week 27 to week 40. I'm currently 39 weeks pregnant today, exactly 39 weeks pregnant. So I'll be taking you guys through my third trimester. If you haven't watched my second trimester update or my pregnancy announcement / first trimester update, I'd suggest you first watch those videos, since this video will be a continuation from those videos. Yeah, I'd suggest you first watch those two videos so that today's video can make sense. Yeah, this is my bump at 39 weeks of pregnancy, and I'm just wearing a dress that I got from Mr. Price, and because I like silhouette, loose fitting clothing, I got this dress in 2 sizes bigger. I'm a size 34 and I got it in a size 38 even before I was pregnant. So yeah, I'm able to wear this dress even now that I am 39 weeks pregnant, which I'm happy about. So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be about. Stay tuned if you want to know what drama, or if there wasn't any drama, that transpired in my third trimester. Okay, so from my second trimester update, I think when I was 21 weeks pregnant, I went to do an anatomical scan to check how the heart of the baby was functioning, since I've got a congenital heart defect. So the heart of the baby was fine, but they suspected that I've got placenta accreta, which is when your placenta firmly attaches to the walls of your womb, and when the baby is born, because the placenta comes out as well, your placenta won't come out because it's attached to your womb, and there are degrees of it being attached. I think, yeah, 3 degrees of severity. So they thought I had placenta accreta. This was at Kalafong Hospital, by the way, because I did mention that we went and did the anatomical scan at a public hospital because we would get the services for free. Yeah, we didn't see why we had to pay for services that we could get for free at a public hospital. So when you've got placenta accreta, you could need a I can't say this word, guys, but it's when your womb needs to be removed. It's a hysterectomy. Yes, so you would need to give birth by C-section, and they would remove your womb if you've got placenta accreta. So they said I should come back when I'm 30 weeks pregnant, so they could rule out, am I recording? Okay, I am. Or actually, yeah, to see whether I did have placenta accreta or not. So I did go back in January. I think I was 31 weeks pregnant. Yeah, I went back, and Undate Maps guys couldn't come with me to this appointment because he was starting school. So we were just not okay about the fact that he wasn't going to be there. Undate Maps and I guys go together to everything. So it was his first time missing one of my doctor's appointments, but I took my mom with. Yeah, I couldn't go alone, guys. I'm such a baby. My mom had to come with me, but everything looked fine. It's just that they said I had too many placental leaks. Placental leaks are pockets of blood in your placenta. So they said I had too many of them, which is why they had initially thought I had placenta accreta. So they suggested that my gynae then had to closely monitor the growth of the baby, because I had too many placental leaks that would take up space, space for the baby to grow, so it would hinder the growth of the baby. But baby grew. Yeah, she was growing according to how she was supposed to be growing. She wasn't growing big, because Use was always measuring 2 weeks bigger. This baby is measuring just what she's supposed to be measuring. So that's what happened at 31 weeks pregnant. So when I was 31 weeks pregnant, and then something I forgot to mention in my first and second trimester update is my armpit situation, guys. My armpits smell so bad. Like, I could bath right now, apply deodorant, and in an hour I'll have smelly armpits. I'm even using deodorant that is for men, because that's how bad my situation is. My colleague actually even thought it's because, maybe it could be because of the food I'm eating, but I explained to her that I'm not eating anything that I wasn't eating prior to the pregnancy. So yeah, basically my armpits and smell bad, and my husband is always on my case about my smelly armpits. Okay, at the end of my second trimester, but I did mention this in my second trimester update, that I was admitted because of round ligament pain. So yeah, that's how my third trimester basically started. It started with me being admitted to hospital, but yeah. And then something else that the third trimester brought, a decrease in sex drive. Like, good dry down there, heat desert. First trimester, second trimester, Bendi Ponster, guys, that was always ready. That was always ready and didn't need any, foreplay or all of those things. No, we could like literally get straight to the business. But then immediately, like third trimester, why Sahara Desert down there? And I would tell them that okay, we'll use lube. Okay, we don't use lube. We use coconut oil as lube. So I would tell him, but no man will lubricate, and then you can just, do your thing. And he's like, yeah, nagafuni, because it's like he's doing it with a prostitute. So yeah, we aren't doing as much love making as we did prior to the third trimester. So yeah, but now that I'm trying to get baby to come, yeah, we are. So okay, what else? And then when I got to 32 weeks, yo guys, my hips and my bums would hurt so bad. I travel 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers to work, 50 kilometers home, and my bums would hurt so bad. But something I noticed about this pregnancy as opposed to my first pregnancy, with my first pregnancy, guys, I stopped driving in the 7th month because my hips, like after getting to work, I would struggle to even walk because like hips would be so painful. But I was able to drive with this pregnancy up until I stopped work at 37 weeks. I was able to drive and I was okay. My painful hips and my painful bums weren't from the fact that I was driving. I would just have painful hips and the bones of the hips and of the bums would hurt so bad, yeah, from 32 weeks of my pregnancy. And then when I got to, I've been having Braxton Hicks contractions from the second trimester, but once I got to the third trimester now, they've gotten so uncomfortable. Like ubuhlungu actually. I think from 36 weeks of my pregnancy, like I've had painful Braxton Hicks contractions, which happened as well in my first pregnancy. I had painful Braxton Hicks contractions from 37 weeks, and I always thought I was in labor, and it happened that it was just Braxton Hicks contractions. And then something that I've been doing as well from 34 weeks of my pregnancy is taking raspberry leaf tea, which is supposed to, okay, it's got a lot of benefits, but the benefits that I particularly like is that it helps to strengthen and tone the uterine wall and round ligaments surrounding the uterus, which is particularly helpful for women wanting to try for a vaginal birth after a C-section. And it can help with making contractions more productive, which can shorten labor, and it can decrease postpartum bleeding and increase milk supply. So I'm drinking the Carmine Rooibos tea with raspberry leaf. Yes, that's the tea that I'm drinking. And I, like from 34 weeks, I was drinking about 2 cups a day, and then when I got to 36 weeks, I increased my dose to 3 cups, and then I gradually increased it to 4 cups a day. So what I actually do now, because when I was at work, I would just drink 2 cups of tea. I would make like a big cup of tea with 2 tea bags inside. So, and I would drink 2 of those cups, which would make 4 cups because that cup is big. But what I do now, because it's hot and I'm not really that much into drinking hot tea, I just take 4 tea bags into a liter of water with lemon and sugar, and I make iced tea, and I drink that. So that's my 4 cups of tea. And then also when I got to 36 weeks, I started taking dates. I started eating 6 dates a day. And because dates are so sweet, I don't like how sweet they are. I can't stomach them. So I mix them in my smoothie. I have them for breakfast every day. On most days I have them for breakfast. I add them to my smoothie, peanut butter, milk, handful of ice, a big scoop of peanut butter, ice, banana, milk, peanut butter, dates, and dates. So that's what I've been having for breakfast. And the benefits of dates are, it's got natural sugars. It's high. They are high in fiber. They are very high in fiber. So I've been regular, and they are high in potassium, magnesium, folate, which you get from folic acid, and vitamin K, which maintains proper blood clotting and healthy bones. So they've got those benefits, but also dates have an oxytocin-like effect on the body, leading to increased sensitivity of the uterus. So they stimulate uterine contractions, and they can reduce postpartum bleeding just the way that oxytocin does. So dates are believed to enhance labor. They enhance labor by reducing your chances of needing a medical induction. They increase your chances of going into labor naturally without being induced or anything like that. So I've been taking 6 dates a day and raspberry leaf tea. And what else about my 3rd trimester? Okay, so I normally suffer from constipation because I've got blood type A, and when you've got blood type A, you aren't supposed to consume animal products, meat, dairy, etc. But because I choose to eat those things, I suffer from terrible constipation. But the strange thing about this pregnancy is that I wasn't constipated at all. I think until I got to the 8th month, and I suffered from constipation. But how I deal with constipation is I eat prunes every morning, prunes, and my husband bakes bran muffins for me, and I like to add grated apples and carrots to my bran muffins. So I eat bran muffins and prunes for breakfast, and right. But that constipation didn't last for long. I think probably I suffered from constipation for like 2 weeks, and I went back to not being constipated again. Also, dates are high in fiber, so yeah, that's how I dealt with pregnancy constipation. With the guys, I was constipated my entire pregnancy. Yo, it was terrible. Yeah, but I ate prunes and bran muffins as well. And then something else that I experienced, like I get heartburn and then I don't get heartburn. Maybe for an entire week I'll be suffering from heartburn, and then it will for a month, and then yeah, but I've been suffering from heartburn, and normally I eat Granny Smith apples or almonds for heartburn, but on the times that I don't feel like eating apples or almonds, I just take a Gaviscon. Yeah. And then from when I was 36 weeks pregnant as well, I developed acne on my shoulders and on my back acne, which I had a problem as well with in my first pregnancy. But my back acne in my first pregnancy was in my first trimester, and thereafter, second trimester, third trimester, I didn't have it. So now I only got it the last month of pregnancy, and my skin as well isn't looking too good. I did have a bit of breakouts, and apart from even the breakouts, like Asiko smooth like a baby's bottom, like how it was all along. And all of this started at 36 weeks of pregnancy. But I'm not really bothered I'm not really bothered. It's just that the acne on my back, like I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, like it's irritated. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm not doing anything about it. I think I actually do have it Benzac. Maybe I should wash my back with Benzac a couple of times, and it will dry these pimples out and my problems will be solved. And then in this pregnancy, I am not as tired as I was in my first pregnancy. I'm actually very active. Okay, I walked a lot when I was at work, and once I stopped going to work, I try to go for walks around my neighborhood. Yeah, I walk, so I'm quite active in this pregnancy. I don't gym when I'm pregnant because pregnancy makes my asthma worse. So, and I don't really want to depend on an asthma pump, so I don't go to gym to like do physical activity. My form of exercise when I'm pregnant is just walking. So yeah, I'm still walking. I'm actually going to go for a walk after filming this video. Usa is taking a nap, so once she wakes up, I'm going to strap her in a stroller and we are going to take a walk. And then have I spoken about what kind of birth? No, I haven't. Okay, so I did say that I'm 39 weeks today. I saw my gynae when I was 38 weeks 5 days, and it seems like baby T is going to be on the smaller side because she was measuring 2.8 kilograms, and a baby at 38 weeks on average, let me see how much a baby at 38 weeks is supposed to be averaging. Yeah, 3.1 kilos. So she was measuring 2.8 kilograms, but also the ISGAN, they've got a 10% standard deviation, so she could be even smaller than the 2.8 kilograms by 10% or bigger by 10%. So it's just an estimation, and I think this is due to the fact that those specialist that I saw at Kalafong had predicted that the growth of the baby will be restricted because of the significant amount of placental leaks I have in my so she's a bit small, but that isn't really worrisome or bothersome. Yeah. And then what else? Why did I close my notes now? Okay, let me just open my notes. Oh, and also my gynae noticed that my placenta had aged quite a lot. So when your placenta is said to be aged, some parts of it have died, so they aren't getting oxygen or food supply or whatever. So that can affect the amount of food or oxygen supply that gets to the baby. But I was actually monitored, and they checked the baby was fine. Okay, and I was planning to have a vaginal birth after a C-section. I had a C-section with Use from a failed induction, because when you get induced and your body isn't ready and your baby isn't ready to come, the induction fails. So that was the case with me. My cervix wasn't ripe, my cervix hadn't dilated, it hadn't softened, so the induction failed because of that. So we ended up with a C-section. So with this pregnancy, I was hoping to have a vaginal birth after a C-section. And the only reason I wanted to try for a VBAC is because I didn't want to deal with nursing a C-section with the toddler. Because you know how kids are everywhere, they jump on you, etc, etc. Currently Use always jumps on my belly, bounces on my belly, which is bad. So imagine when you've got a C-section and that happens. So I know that most women who want to have a VBAC want to try for a VBAC because they had a traumatic experience with a C-section. That wasn't the case with me. I healed very quickly from my first C-section. Within a week I attended a wedding in heels. So my C-section experience wasn't really traumatic. I think I was at peace actually. I was at peace because I didn't go into my induction with expectations. I went into it saying, God, Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, so I was at peace with the fact that I was going to have a C-section, so I wasn't depressed by it, or I hope I'm making sense. But basically my gynae said, okay, he will give me the opportunity to have this vaginal birth, provided that baby T is not going to be too big. Use was 3.3 kilograms at birth, so my gynae was like, okay, this baby needs to measure smaller than that for him to be comfortable with us doing a VBAC. And okay, also I would, okay, you can't get induced anyway when you are trying for a VBAC, because induction brings about contractions that are very strong, so that can cause a rupture of your uterus. So yeah, what am I missing? Yeah, but basically I wanted to try for a VBAC, but since now my gynae isn't really happy with how my placenta is looking. Today is Saturday, it's the 7th of March. I'm due on the 14th of March. Yeah, I'm due exactly a week from now, next week Saturday. So my gynae, he was okay with my aspirations for a VBAC and everything. But from our 38-week consultation and how he saw my placenta look, he's not really comfortable with letting me go past 39 weeks. And my gynae does scheduled elective C-sections on Mondays. So I'm scheduled for a C-section on Monday, the 9th of March. But if I go into labor during this weekend, which I'm hoping will happen, I'm very hopeful, I'm very hopeful. If I go into labor, then yeah, I can try for a vaginal birth, but if I don't go into labor by Monday, then we'll go ahead with an elective C-section. So that is what is going to happen. What am I missing from this 3rd trimester update? I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, and one thing also that I'm very happy about from this pregnancy is that I didn't have any eczema issues. Eczema is aggravated by stress and your immune system not being at its best, which is the case when you are pregnant. But I didn't have any eczema issues with this pregnancy. I had terrible eczema in 2017 when I was pregnant with the Usa, but I think it's also because I had a pretty stressful pregnancy. I was planning a wedding, I was a student, I had a job, we were looking for a house to buy. There was just a lot happening. Planning a wedding, yeah, there was just a lot happening. So yeah, I had really terrible eczema. So I didn't have any flare-ups in this pregnancy. I didn't even have one flare-up. So excuse me. So I'm really happy about that. But I've basically had a pretty chilled, a pretty easy pregnancy. I haven't had any complications. Okay, I think something that I forgot to mention is that when I went to my appointment, my 38-week appointment, I actually went to the hospital because I thought I was in labor. I had been having diarrhea for a week and lower back pain. Another thing, with my first pregnancy, I had terrible back pain the 1st trimester and the 3rd trimester. But with this pregnancy, I only had back pain issues in my 1st trimester. I didn't have lower back pain issues in my 3rd trimester until after 37 weeks. I was suffering from diarrhea and lower back pain and hectic Braxton Hicks contractions, so I always thought I was in labor. But on Thursday, yeah, this past Thursday, I was 38 weeks, 5 days or 6 days, yeah, 5 days I think. I had hectic Braxton Hicks that went on for over 12 hours, that weren't stopping. So we went to the hospital, and at the hospital babona that okay, you are having these mild contractions but you aren't in labor. But they kept me overnight just to monitor what was actually happening. So yeah, I got admitted to hospital 3 times with this pregnancy. The first time was when I had painful round ligament pain, and the second time was when I had food poisoning, and now the 3rd time was when I thought I was in labor, but it turns out that I wasn't actually in labor. But other than that, I've had a pretty easy pregnancy. I've had a very easy pregnancy. And weight gain, I'm 86 kilograms and my normal weight is 74 kilograms. So I've gained 12 kilograms in this pregnancy. With Uze, I had gained a total of 8 kilograms. Yeah, I gained 12 kilograms with this pregnancy. So yeah, but I've basically had a pretty easy pregnancy. I think I wouldn't mind. I think I wanted 2 kids, but I definitely don't. I don't think I would mind doing this pregnancy thing again. I hope my husband doesn't watch this and hear this part. But yeah, basically I think I want another baby. Yeah. So yeah guys, that is it from my pregnancy updates, and I hope I'm not missing anything. I did mention what kind of birth I was hoping for, and yeah, I think I mentioned everything. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the description box, not the description box. You can leave me a comment and I'll be sure to get to your question. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Yeah, leave me a comment. Yeah, that is it from this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Also, guys, something that I actually forgot to mention is that okay, my appetite decreased in the 3rd trimester because the baby has grown, so there isn't really much space for food in my stomach. But ever since I got to 37 weeks, wow, guys, I think I am always hungry. I am always hungry. I always want to eat. So yeah, from 38 after 37 weeks, yeah, after I stopped going to work, all I want to do is eat. So I'm going to eat actually even now. Bye-bye for real, guys. Also, let me know in the comments if you had diarrhea problems before going into labor. So I know that Dr. Google uteta the right thing. Guys, also just woke up and my husband is video calling me. Hi.
Class is done.
Are you coming home?
Not now, but being around 6.
Should I wait for you? I want to go. I want to go for a walk. How do you say?
Yeah, but I think I'll be home by 6:30.
After 6? Yeah, we can still take a walk at 6:30 now.
Or 7, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye, Daddy. Say bye to my video. Bye-bye. Bye.